You can use a video on your page to basically talk a little bit about your why, what's in it for your customers. You can share your vision or your mission statement or your core values. This is a super important place where you can connect with those values depending on who your dream client is.
You're listening to Thrive by Design, business, marketing, and lifestyle strategies for your jewelry brand to flourish and thrive. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Thrive by Design podcast, episode 144. Hey there, it's Tracy Matthews here, the Chief Visionary Officer over at Flourish and Thrive Academy, and your host for the show today. I am so excited to be here, as usual, coming into your earbuds or inbox or wherever you're listening to me every single Tuesday. It's fun to be here and it's fun to do these episodes. Today, I'm going to talk about everyone's scariest topic, video. I don't know if it's the scariest topic, but I've heard a lot of designers in our Laying the Foundation course. We just wrapped it up a couple of weeks ago. And as we're kind of going through the process of LTF, we got some questions from designers in the program who were asking, I know video is like the hottest thing right now, but I am so afraid to get on camera. So how do I get over that fear to sort of get to it? So that's an episode for another day. But today I wanted to give you some ideas of the types of video content that you could create and also should create to place on your website. So today we're going to talk about the 5 must-have places that you put video on your website so that you can, not only convert sales better. I hate to use the word convert, but really create a connection with your dream clients because that's what it's all about. Several years ago, I placed a video on the homepage of my tracymatthews.com site. And I've been told by many, many clients that the reason that they went and took the next step of filling out my custom jewelry inquiry form was because of the video that I had on the homepage of my site. They told me that they understood what I was all about. It made them believe that what I was doing was actually for them. And it also created trust. They didn't know who I was from, any other jewelry designer on the block. But because I had a video on my site and because I had client testimonials and, real clients in my video kind of sharing their story and their experience, it helped them take that next step. And I'm in the process. Actually, that video's been up for probably about 4 or 5 years now. I'm not exactly sure, but something around those lines. And I kind of, I moved into a new apartment. The vibe of my brand has changed a little bit. I have a lot more clients in New York City who I've done like a really fun job, designing jewelry for them. And I really wanted to elevate what I was doing with my brand videos. So I challenged myself and also some of the members of our SOS community to actually shoot brand videos. I'm shooting a new maker video for my own brand. And I'm also hosting a maker video day here for the Flourish and Thrive members who are part of SOS and one lucky DI member, Estelle, our Diamond Insiders member, Estelle, here in New York, because I wanted people to not be afraid and I want to be able to create a space for people to actually get it done. So I thought today would be the perfect opportunity to talk about different uses of video on your website, how you could easily get it up, even if you're camera shy, and sort of some of the ways that you can connect with people on your website to actually create better conversions, to create more consistent sales, to use them more as a sales tool and a connection tool to get people to love what you're all about for your brand. And that's what it's all about, right? And you've heard me talking about getting better sales and better conversions on your website because it's something that I'm really passionate about, especially for highly creative, visionary types who struggle to get, put themselves out there and who struggle to manage all of the daily activities that they have to do. Struggle to manage like the multiple responsibilities they have as business owners. So we're going to break it down super easy so that you can start to think about the videos that you want to create for your website and actually get it done. So let's dive into this. Before I do, though, I would like to take a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Whatif. So you've heard me talking about Whatif on several of our previous episodes. They are a great supporter of our live event here at Flourish and Thrive, but it's also a great technology company. They're really here committed to help you get better conversions on your site with pricing and images. So Whatif, I'm so excited to hear about this. I mentioned this on our last episode, but Whatif has decided to do something really amazing. They created an app for Shopify. that is actually split testing pricing. So you hear us talking a lot about pricing over here at Flourish and Thrive. Trying to price competitively and trying to price as the cheapest brand is never going to actually give you a competitive edge. We are small niche businesses. We aren't Amazon. There's no way that we can compete with Amazon or some of these big mass market companies like Walmart and Target. So the better use of our time is to really create connections with our customers. We're going to get into that in a little bit in the episode. But understand, what do they value? What's the perceived value that they see your jewelry is? And a lot of that comes down to how you're pricing your jewelry. And a lot of things that designers think, especially those who are new or just starting out or haven't quite nailed that pricing game, a lot of times what designers think is that the cheapest price is the best price. And I have a great story about this in a moment from one of our designers in our Diamond Insiders community, Charisma. She had a piece of jewelry that she was trying to sell on her website for $300 for ages. It was never selling. It was one of the first pieces that she made. It was a beautiful piece of jewelry. She didn't understand why it wasn't selling. She did something really bold. She raised the price to $500 or something along those lines. I think she bumped the price up by another $200. She kept discounting it to try and sell more. And she ended up selling the piece that same day that she raised the price. That's why I'm so excited about this app for Shopify, because what Whatify is doing is creating a technology to allow you to split test pricing so that you can see what's converting better on your Shopify website. How amazing is that? So if Karima's story is any inspiration for you, or Charisma's story, is any inspiration for you, then definitely go and check out this Shopify app. They are in the trial period now. They're going to be announcing the app really soon. So you can head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/Whatify and sign up for their wait list for this app. You definitely want to get on the wait list. And if you're an Etsy seller, definitely head on over there and sign up for their A/B split testing photo app, which is going to be really amazing for your Etsy shop to help you get more sales so that you know which photos people are actually interested in. So go check it out, flourishthriveacademy.com/Whatify to sign up today. All right, let's dive in to the episode. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about brand videos and video placement in general and what you should be using video for on your website. So everything's about video these days. Facebook is, rewarding people who are using Facebook Live and using videos. YouTube is an amazing place for search for you to be found online. It's all about video. You can use video in your Instagram stories, video on your Instagram page, video. People want to hear from you. They want to create a connection. Video has movement. It captures people's attention, and it allows you to create a connection with the people that you're working with. Now, in our Diamond Insiders community, we did a brand video story training a couple of months ago. I think it was in February. It was so awesome. Jess, Rebecca, and I pulled it together. Well, I have to be honest, Jess and Rebecca did the heavy lifting and did the research on finding the videos. And what they found were some really amazing maker videos from brilliant jewelry designers all over. So I'm not going to share those with you here right now, but I wanted to inspire you to kind of check out our episode 139, how to create a brand video on a budget, because we're going to give you some tips on how to actually do it. And I think the next episode is going to be drawing on inspiration, or another episode, maybe I should say, drawing on inspiration from other brand videos. But real quick tip, if you want to get inspired by some brand videos, after you listen to this, not now, after you listen to this, head on over to twistonline.com and check out the maker videos that are on their website. Amazing. You will get so inspired by things that you can do that aren't even scary. Super awesome. So I wanted to really center this episode about places that you can put video on your website that will help create a connection with your customers, will help them understand if your brand is actually for them, that will serve them, help them make informed decisions, and also help them get engaged in your brand, which is what we want to do, right? So hopefully you're on a really solid website platform, maybe something like Shopify, hint, hint. And if you haven't checked it out, we have a great Shopify trial. I will link in the show notes where you can test out Shopify if you're not on it yet, and then get 10% off on an ongoing basis with your Shopify subscription for a year, which is pretty awesome. So let's dive in to some of the places you can put video. Also, at the end of this episode, I'm going to invite you to download one of my favorite guides. It's our Conversion Crushers guide. And we basically list out 27 ways that you can increase the conversions on your website so that you're getting more consistent sales and that all that traffic that you're driving actually knows where to go and what to do so that you're making the most out of all that social media marketing effort, all that advertising effort, all that traffic driving effort so that you're improving that. So I'll tell you how to get that. We'll also have it in the show notes over at flourishthriveacademy.com/episode 144. All right, so let's talk about placement of where you should be putting video on your website. So it might seem obvious, but your homepage is an amazing place to have video on your website. And you can use video on your homepage in a couple of different ways. It can just be something that creates movement in a brand story. Like I've seen brands like Jackie Aish or Monique Payon use video on their homepage at different times to create movement and sort of tell the story of their brand without even like talking or having words. It's just like models wearing the jewelry or B-roll of the jewelry with music, sort of creating the, scene and inspiration for the brand, which is super duper cool. But you can also use video on your homepage for other reasons. You can talk about who your ideal customer is. Awesome way to do it. I mean, or your dream client, I should say. We use the word dream client here, but also ideal customer, target market, like all those things. You can kind of use them interchangeably. But describe the person that you love to design for. And I could see the intro to that being like, I love designing for women who are bold and smart and creative. Those that don't want to wear something that everyone else is wearing. They are the statement makers, the originals, the true originals, the XYZ, like list all the descriptors of who that person is. And you can cut that in with amazing B-roll of your jewelry and your brand. So it can be sort of like this intersection of you talking and or products of your jewelry, or even just a voiceover of you talking with your jewelry. So you can test out a bunch of different things. Super awesome way to do this. You can also talk about your why you're designing jewelry anyway, why it's important to you and why it should be important to them. And you can also take your customers on your brand journey or desire journey, as we like to call it over here at Flourish and Thrive Academy. It's just a great way. If you took LTF, you know exactly what I'm talking about, to take all those things that you learned to sort of identify your brand and the desired sharing proposition and take your customers on the journey or your prospects on the journey of what your brand is all about. At the end of the day, that brand video that's on the homepage of your website should have a very strong call to action at the end of it. And also, hopefully the video is clickable so that you can click that video with a shop now button at the end of it. And that can redirect to where they can either shop or fill out a form or take the next step. And you can use this video in multiple ways. All the videos, actually, you can post them on YouTube, which I highly recommend. Some of the videos, like the blog content, I would recommend posting them on YouTube and then embedding them in your blog because it helps increase YouTube viewership. I don't really like having the brand videos posted. You could post them on YouTube, but I don't like embedding them from YouTube on the website because I don't think that it's as glamorous or nice. I like to use a platform called Vimeo or Wistia. I've used both of those before to embed video on my website on places like the homepage and some of the other places that I'm going to tell you about. So anyway, make sure that you have a strong call to action at the end, but you can edit the endings based on the platforms that it's going to be posted on. So if this is posted on YouTube, you might have a link to where they can find it, but that would also live on your blog. So if you're posting it on the homepage, you can use a platform that actually has clickable videos where they can click to the next step to actually buy. So make it super easy for people. So the second place that you should really have video is on your About page. So you can use a video on your About page to basically reiterate what's on your About page, but share a different version of your story. You can talk a little bit about you, your why, what's in it for your customers, most importantly. You can share your vision or your mission statement or your core values, what your company stands for. Like all these things are really important. Especially in an age when people are buying for a purpose. You think of the millennial generation, you think of people who are becoming more aware and self-purchasers buying for themselves. This is a super important place where you can connect with those values depending on who your dream client is. So don't discount this. It's super duper important. As I mentioned, I'm in the process of reshooting all my brand videos and I'm going to be doing all of this. And sometimes we teach what we need to do ourselves. So I'm like totally committing to doing this myself. I'm going to commit to you. It's going to be awesome. I'm taking you on this journey together. So don't you worry. So I think I'm going to do on my About page, Probably a little bit more about me, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about my why, my mission, my vision, why I'm actually doing all this in the first place, and the core values that I stand for as a company, because I want to talk about that. And I'm also going to really tie in those core values to why it should matter to my dream customers. So get excited to see that. I will be sharing it with you later, which will be super fun. The next thing that you can use video for on your website is on your blog, which seems super duper obvious, but not a lot of people are using it as much. So you can do so many things with this. You can use video of client testimonials or client stories. One of my clients shot a video of their engagement. They cut it into a really beautiful story. They gave me a shout out at the end, and I asked them if I could embed the video in my blog. And I did an interview about them. And it was a really great opportunity for them to share not only what it was like working with me as a brand, but also just like a shout out, like an unintentional shout out, but a really amazing sort of like visual of what their engagement story was about. And I'm all about engagement stories, which is awesome. Your blog, as I mentioned earlier, is a great place to actually embed YouTube videos, because when people are watching those videos from YouTube or on your blog and their YouTube videos, it increases like your exposure and likes and watches and all that stuff, or it has some connection to that. I'm not an expert on YouTube videos, but that's a great place to embed YouTube videos, is on your blog. You can use this as a place to share how-tos, styling advice, show how to wear your jewelry, feature your newest collections. You can show how to clean the jewelry. You can have a whole post about how to clean it and use a video of you actually cleaning it or someone cleaning it. You name it. Sky's the limit here. You can have tutorials on maybe even show people how the jewelry's made. I mean, I wouldn't do necessarily if you're actually trying to sell your jewelry, unless part of your brand is actually selling how to make jewelry classes. You can kind of show like a little bit of behind the scenes on like what happens on your specific processes, like some of the things that you do. And this creates curiosity, engagement, and gets people involved in the brand. And especially if you have a very intense proprietary process of designing and creating jewelry, this is a great place to kind of show how much work goes into coming up with a piece of Jane Smith jewelry, if that makes sense. So think outside of the box here. There's so many things that you can do. And we have, researched the podcast. We have a bunch of content about the podcast and our blog about we have tons of content about how to write, what to write on your blog, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just a great way for you to kind of get inspired and think of different things that you can use video for, because all that stuff can be created into a video. The next place that you can use video is on your frequently asked questions page or FAQ page, and or how to work with you page. So there's like different places that you can use this, and think outside of the box. You can share your process, like what's the next step? Do you want them to fill out a form or take that next action? Is it that you want them, or you want to share like your return policy, or this is also a great place to show how to care for your jewelry. Also explain maybe why your return or exchange policy is what it is. If you have handcrafted one-of-a-kind pieces that are made to order, you can explain that process and explain why your return policy is what it is. And your repair policy, why you're willing to repair things for a year, but not beyond that. Great place to explain it. And, if you're going that angle, I would say something along the lines like, I design delicate jewelry. Jewelry can break over time. But, it's my commitment to deliver the best quality jewelry as possible. That's why we have a 1-year maintenance policy. If your piece breaks for any reason due to normal wear and tear, not by getting crushed or run over by a car or something like that, then we are happy to fix it for you for free. And if for some reason, your piece has, had exceptional wear and tear and you need it repaired, then we're happy to do it for you. But there might be a nominal fee, and we will tell you what that is when we see the piece, etc. There's just great ways to use video to kind of explain the process because people connect in different ways. And, as we're creating content over here at Flourish and Thrive, I know this as a fact that we deliver our courses and information in multiple different ways. We do video content, audio content. We do written content. We have workbook exercises. We deliver slides and transcripts and downloads, because some people learn by reading, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by watching. And everyone's got a different form. And some people learn by actually doing. So like filling out the exercises in the workbook. So lots and lots of goodness there that you can teach. I just think outside of the box, like anything that gets asked frequently by people, these are things that you can address in video. And I also think it's another great place to show people how to wear your jewelry. And then the final place that I'm going to talk about today is the contact page. So on your contact page, you can have a little welcome message for you. and invite them to reach out to take the next step. So if they're unsure about making a purchase, if they have any questions at all about the process, this is a great place if you sell wholesale to have a video about welcome. If you're press or wholesale, here's how you can get in touch. We love to connect with you on X, Y, and Z. Give them exact step-by-step, an exact opportunity to find a way to actually reach out to you. And you can play around with the placement. I wouldn't use this only in lieu of actually having text on your contact page, etc., of what to do, because not everyone's going to watch the videos, but it's just another way to actually create a connection with the client. I would say that the contact page is probably it could be one of the most valuable, but maybe if you're doing all of these, one of the lesser important ones, as long as you have clear calls to action on that page about what to do next. So explaining why people would want to contact you, some of the reasons, inviting them to reach out to you, and also inviting press, wholesale, etc., all those pieces. So your contact page. So let's recap this. The 5 places that you must have video on your site: on your homepage, on your about page, on your blog, in your FAQ section or how to work with you page, and on your contact page. And I don't want to limit you to that because there's so many other places that you can use video. Think about it. If you wanted to, you could have a little tripod set up with your smartphone that has high resolution video and shoot video content of every single piece of jewelry, how to wear it. And you can have someone just shoot it for you. It doesn't have to be super highly produced. It could just be basically the 5th image on the product page to kind of show people what it looks like, how to wear it. You want it to be decent quality with nice lighting, but you don't have to spend $1 million to do this. Let's just put it that way. You can do this on the cheap. Anyway, I hope this was really helpful. I'm really excited because I have a bunch of our SOS coaching students coming to New York City, I think this week. Actually, I think this episode lands April 10th. So they're coming into town today and tomorrow. And on April 12th, we're going to be shooting maker videos with them. I'm so excited to get them off the ground and get them excited, get their B-roll going, get all this going for them, because we're just going to have a blast and have so much fun all day long. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope that this inspires you to get some videos made for your brand too. One final note, that this might seem like a lot to do and you have to do stuff like this all the time, every single day. But what I'm going to tell you is the best time to do it is spend one time a month batching content for your website, for your blog, for all this stuff. So I'm going to be, I actually have already hopefully gotten all this done by the time this episode goes live, because April 7th was my shoot date. And I'm hopefully going to be getting a bunch of these knocked out on that shoot date, just really short. And I want to also remind you that the shorter, the better. The shorter videos are so much better for people to actually connect with. People don't have a lot of time. So if you can make videos between 30 seconds and 2 minutes, and, there could be other videos that are a little longer, like how to clean your jewelry tutorials and stuff like that. You're in for a really awesome opportunity to create a connection with people. But the longer videos might not get watched as much as some of the shorter videos. So just keep that in mind and do your best to keep it fresh, keep it fun, and keep it engaging. I wanted to spend this final moment just inviting you to download a really amazing freebie that we have over here at Flourish and Thrive Academy. And it was inspired by something that we did at our live event last year. Our live event last year was all focused around building momentum on your digital marketing strategy and sales and e-commerce and all that stuff. So I created this amazing momentum scorecard, and I wanted to give you just for free a really amazing mini version of that. And this is the Conversion Crushers Guide. Basically, what we do is we give you 27 mistakes. I feel like these are the same things that we see over and over with designers that are kind of wondering why they're not getting more sales on their website. And so we kind of dialed this down to some of the things that we consistently see. Some of these things are things that we actually reviewed for our SOS coaching students to kind of help them get to that next level and edit their website so that they're getting better conversions on their sites and actually moving their business forward and getting more traffic and getting more sales. So download this guide, because we're going to be sharing some of the things that you might be doing on your website that are actually crushing your conversions. Instead, we want you to crush it at sales and make more sales. So head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/conversion crushers and download that free guide today. You can also download it straight from the episode show notes over at flourishthriveacademy.com/episode 144. We'll also have links for everything that we mentioned over on the podcast today, including our sponsor, Whatif. Go ahead and check it out. All right. Thank you so much for listening today. This is Tracy Matthews signing off. Until next time.